Results. I'm your host, Greg Glander. Now, today is going to be a little bit different than a few of the past shows. I'm kind of flying solo today, and we're going to be touching on a topic that is very important, and I also see a lot of people with questions, and it has to do with purpose in life. There are all kinds of ideas, all kinds of theories, all kinds of myths. And today what I want to do is address some questions, some myths, and we're going to dispel them a little bit. And you might have to forgive me because I have a tendency of going on my diatribe, a soapbox, if you will. So some of these I'm going to have to try to keep myself reined in a little bit. And this is going to be a very informative show. And so let's just dive right in. So again, today we're going to talk about purpose, fulfillment, and what that entails, what it doesn't entail, and some questions that I see a lot of people ask about that. So first one would be like a purpose is something that you have to have your entire life. That's a myth. It's not one singular thing or job or career or interest that you have to have your entire life. So what happens is as you learn, as you grow older, as you experience more in life, and as you come upon more people that have other interests and other hobbies and other things that you find that wow, that really excites you, you really want to get into that. A purpose can be any given thing at any specific time or phase in your life. Because again, like I said, we are here to learn and grow, right? I mean, what else really is there to do in life? We are here to learn and grow. And as time goes on, you're going to be getting into and finding other things that, wow, that would just be so cool. I really want to do that. So I'm going to use myself as an example for a few minutes here. I've always been into human potential, and I always had questions. I needed answers. So even though I was always into some form of human potential, I always wanted to have, how do I get out of my own way? So I went into all kinds of things. I started listening to Tony Robbins, and I got into success mindset. Why do some people succeed and why other people fail? What is the key factors there? I had to find a way of getting out of my own way in terms of lack of esteem, lack of confidence, not being assertive enough. And not only that, but I also knew that I really wanted to live my own life, so to speak. What was my purpose? What was I going to do? But on the other hand, what skills did I have? What knowledge did I have? I mean, back years ago, the past Greg had nothing, or at least I felt like I had nothing. So that's what led me into a purpose of finding how was I going to get out of my own way. So I eventually got into NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. Before that, I found myself head deep in physical fitness, and I became a total gym rat. I mean, I lived it, I ate it, I slept it, I breathed bodybuilding. I wanted to build an actual foundation for an actual physique. And the difference was, just as a quick example, was my mission was not to lose some weight. My mission was to lose 20 to 25 pounds of actual body fat, get down to 11%, and put on another 20 pounds of muscle mass. That was a purpose. That was my mission. Okay. Then my mission was to write. So I became an author. So your endeavors, a purpose, your fulfillment is not one singular thing that you have to go through in life that lasts your entire lifetime. Again, we learn and we grow and we evolve. And your interests, your interest in what fascinates you, what just really propels you to get out of bed every day, that will change and evolve as you go along as well. Let's say you take whatever it is currently and you master it and you're engaged in it. Okay, great. That may go for a long time. But guess what? It can also change. You can then have another mission to do or get into something else. Does that make sense? Okay. So, a lot of, just real quick, a lot of times people will ask, okay, how do I do that? Okay, I'm going to lay something on you right here, and I'm going to try to keep myself reined in. You don't start with the hows, and I know that's a logical starting point, but really here is what I find, and I think as you get into learning more and researching more about human potential and how to succeed in life, I think a stronger strategy, if you will, is to make sure that you have the vision, the end goal itself in mind first. And what I mean by that, I don't mean to be simplistic, but what I mean by that is get clear with it. Give it details, give it color, fill it in with the gaps. Be specific with your end goal, your end vision. Whatever that may be at this current time that you think your mission is, or what your purpose is that you want to delve into at this current time of life. Now, what that entails is after that is you have the vision, and then you take action. And again, I've said this on this show, I've said it in my books, I've said it everywhere. I don't care how small those first steps are. I mean, ask yourself, what resources do I already have? What do I already know? Who can I talk to? Who would know? Who can I find to research? Is there books I can get? Is there anyone I can Google? Are there websites? Are there TEDx talks and TED Talks where I would get a ton of information that I would find on YouTube? Start taking action. Then you want to have real-time awareness as the days and weeks go on, because then what you're able to do is make assessments. Are my strategies, are my tactics leading me closer to the goal, or are they not? If they're not, then the next step is flexibility. You must remain flexible. That way, as you're making your assessments real time, you can navigate those cones, navigate those stop signs, navigate all those obstacles. And while you're putting yourself in action, that in itself is enabling you to navigate your way to your goal. If you are not in action, guess what? You are denying yourself that navigation, that road, that journey that's going to help navigate you towards your goal, keep you out of the pitfalls. And remember, on your journey, on that road to reaching your end goal, some things may look like stop signs, but you have to remain open and at least give yourself the space to ask yourself, is that a stop sign, or is that just an obstacle? Is that just something that's telling me to navigate? No, take the left fork. No, take the right turn. So keep yourself open in real-time assessment. And before we get on to the next segment, another thing that I want you to really keep in mind is a distinction. And that distinction is you don't go for perfection. Perfection's going to keep you static. It's going to keep you doing things, on the other hand, where you're going to keep refining to the point you're not even getting anything out there. Okay? So what you want to do is shoot for excellence. So the last step on that journey, that map to success as I call it, is don't go for perfection. You want to keep yourself in a state of excellence. Do the best you can. Model who you're researching. Model who's already paved the road. Right? So success leaves clues. Find those clues and take action towards that. Remain flexible and keep yourself in a state of excellence. If you keep trying to be perfect, half the time that's what keeps people stuck and they don't get anything going out there. I hope that all makes sense. So we're going to cover a few more myths, and I also have an announcement, and I have a request as well. So stay tuned. We do have one extra minute. There is something else that I want to get into, and a lot of times people think, you have to have umpteen letters next to your name in order to be doing anything. Again, I'm glad that we only have a few seconds left, otherwise I could go on for an hour. Just real quick, and then we'll follow up on the next segment, is no, you do not have to have umpteen letters next to your name to be of value to your market or to the world. Does that make sense? A lot of people have this social programming. Well, I don't have 6 to 8 years of formal training. Well, I don't have, experience of working with 20,000 people around the world yet. I haven't done this long enough, or I'm not known enough. That is all BS. And I'm living proof of that. I don't have umpteen letters next to my name. I'm not a doctor in anything. I'm certified in NLP. I'm not certified as a life coach, what I've been asked that before. Anyway, we are going to come right back, and we're going to have in the next segment, we're going to follow up with that and more. So with that, stay tuned, and I will be right back.